Hey everybody, it's Safia Marco, Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here once again. I'm here to talk about Cruella. And I know you guys are going to be like, Marco, fuck! You betrayed us! You betrayed! You're not gonna review anything Disney related. Well, here's the thing. I did not feed the mouse when I watched this movie, if you catch my drift. I did not feed the mouse. So all is good. Nothing is, they're not getting any support from me, obviously. So, whatever. I watched this movie mainly to support Emma Stone. I think that Emma Stone is probably one of my favorite actresses of the modern age. And modern age meaning like the last 10 years. She's really, really good, and everything she's in, it's like you can always count on her being good. I mean, even I would say Easy A. Remember, I talked about Easy A. It was one of my top 10 worst of the decade. And even in that movie, she was good in it. And I wouldn't regret watching it if I was just watching it for her. So I was really looking forward to this movie too, because it had a lot of potential. Spoiler alert, I did like it. I liked it. I thought that it was good. It was a fun, bad movie. Everything was good except for the writing. Everything was good except for the script, the terrible script. Oh my God. We're going to get into that. But this movie had so much more potential than it really wasted it. Because when you think about the character, this evil, gross, animal-killing bitch named Cruella, I mean, her name... Her name! I mean, she's evil incarnate. And they could have made such a great movie, like an R-rated, one-off movie, Basic Instinct type of movie with Cruella, and it would be an epic movie like with Emma Stone. You could have all the same cast. You could have everything that this movie had, but just change the script and make it rated R. And this movie would have been phenomenal. It would have been epic. But unfortunately, we gotta make it for kids. We gotta make everything for kids because adults don't like movies, apparently. Only kids do. The real reason, I think I should clear this up too. People don't understand. The real reason why Disney makes everything for kids is it's for multiple reasons, but the main reason is because they don't like kids. They see kids as sponges to insert their political messaging into these kids. They see movies as a vehicle to say, hey kids, come over here so we can lecture you about racism in the modern era. Hey kids, here's Cruella. It's a movie about sexism and all these other things. And oh yeah, it's a movie. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. It's a movie about Cruella from 101 Dalmatians. They see movies as a way to as propaganda, and so everything has to be for kids because then they can put propaganda into everything. And so with this movie, I would say the script was so bad. It's probably one of the worst scripts ever. Ever. This script was garbage. It was atrocious. Some of the lines people said, I was laughing in embarrassment. The story, the plot, the character decisions. I mean, Cruella de Vil isn't in this movie. Spoiler alert. And what I mean by that is this character is not Cruella. This is like with Man of Steel, where they took Superman and they deconstructed him. Excuse me. That's what I think of this movie. You know, if anything, Cruella's mom, the Baroness, spoiler alert. Oh, fuck. I spoiled that. Oops. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have done that. I don't care. Fuck this movie. The Baroness, she's actually more evil than Cruella. And Cruella isn't even evil in this movie. I mean, she's mean at one point, but she's not evil. But the Baroness, she's evil. And she is just, I was glad when she got, oops. Spoil it again. I'm sorry. I already did a review for this movie on Friday when it came out, and so I don't like it when I have to do a review over again after I already spilled the beans on it for 30 minutes before. You know what I mean? I mean that's I don't like having to rehash things. But anyways, the Baroness is pure evil in terms of this movie's universe, and so it's really shitty that they made the Baroness was a better Cruella than Cruella. This Cruella was a new character who was like, she had, I swear, get the guys, I could do an entire 6 to 12 hour video on this movie with those Mueller guys, Mahler and all those other people, when they do those 12-hour streams on one movie. I could do that for Cruella. That's how bad this movie is. But everything else about the movie is good. I mean, let's just go down the line before we get into any more plot details and I piss people off with spoilers. Number one, the casting is phenomenal. I love the casting, except for one thing. I'm sure you guys know what I'm going to say. The token, yes, they tokenized Anita. They turned her into a black woman, of course. And, that really pissed me off. I was like, what the hell is this? What am I watching? Why are they doing this? Why are they ruining everything? They can't create new characters. They couldn't just create a new character. They had to ruin another character. That really irritated me. But, I mean, all the other casting was so good. You got Emma Stone. She did a great job. Even though I said she's not Cruella, it's because of the writing. It's not because of her. She does a fantastic job. I loved her in this movie. I was glued to watching her the whole movie. I will watch her again. In fact, I'll probably watch it with Safi just to see her again. And then let's get to her henchmen, Jasper and, God, what was that other guy's name? Richard Jewell. I'll just call him Richard Jewell. They were both really good. I loved both of them. And then, who else? Mark Strong. He's really good. I mean, he was in Kick-Ass. He deserves bigger roles than this. I kind of felt bad for him because he's such a good actor. He's too good for this movie. And then, of course, we got Emma Thompson as the Baroness. She was really good. I felt like she was, I don't know. I can't remember what, see, I had all these points that I went through in the first review, and I can't remember them anymore. But she was good. She was really good. And then who else? There wasn't really anyone else of note. The dogs, the CGI dogs, I guess. Okay. And then the lighting. Great. And I'm saying that because, a lot of people, they take these aspects for granted when talking about movies. They don't talk about the full picture, and I'm talking about the full picture. Not the cinematography. I don't think the cinematography was that good, though. That's something, I guess, wrong with the movie, as if there's not already enough bad things to talk about. The music was really good, but I gotta say the music was really irritating me because they were playing song after song after song for the entire movie. I was like, oh my God, this is like the Suicide Squad movie, Suicide Squad from 2016, and they play a song every fucking minute. That was so irritating. They do the same thing in this movie. And my theory is this movie is a 2 hour and 15-minute movie. So my theory is that they were trying to keep kids awake by making just constantly throwing music at them. Like, oh, kids, wake up. It's time to watch a movie. Music's playing. Ha ha ha. Oh, look, that song is playing. Oh, that song is playing. They do that over and over and over again with this movie. And then everything else, again, the directing, really good. The same director who did the Fright Night remake, which was also pretty good. He's a good director. So yeah, everything about this movie was good. Except for the script. Except for that. And so, and also the worst part of the movie isn't even the script. The worst part of the movie is that opening. Oh my God. I mean, that opening was embarrassing with the little girl Cruella and her little girl origin story. And then you have like all this cliche after cliche after cliche after cliche. And then you have the dogs. The Baroness owns Dalmatians. And in this movie, dogs are evil. I guess, very weird messaging, because the Dalmatians accidentally, they kill her fake mother. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. They kill her fake mother, and it's like, oh, Cruella's mom got killed by Dalmatians, so that's why she doesn't like Dalmatians, and that's why she wants to kill Dalmatians and abuse them. Because they killed her mom. Oh my God, that's so deep. Oh, where'd you come up with that idea? Oh, I was in a film study class in high school, and I had a little extra time, and so I doodled this little story in my notebook. Like, what if Cruella had an origin story, and she was a kick-ass little girl, and she was really powerful, and she roars, and then Dalmatians kill her mom. Ooh. That's like the teenage girl who wrote this movie. Like, that's how bad it is. And this movie, I looked up, it was written by like 12,000 people. I can tell. I mean, there's never-ending problems with this trash script. But before we get to spoilers, as if I've already spoiled the whole thing, but I don't really care, because fuck this movie. Oh yeah, let's talk about plagiarism for a second. I talked about plagiarism with Spiral from the Book of Saw, because that movie plagiarized it. Oh, this movie did too. Remember how people were saying that this movie looked like the female Joker, and you had all these women, oh my God, there's finally a Joker movie for me, because I can't enjoy a movie unless I see myself on screen. Oh, by the way, representation is bullshit. FYI, I love saying that. Representation is bullshit. I say that over, and that is my main message for film. Representation is bullshit. But back to plagiarism. This movie actually, remember the song Smile from Joker? You know, the song that they played in the trailer for Joker. Smile, 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 just smile. Well, they played that song in this movie. So they took a song that was played in Joker, and they put it in this movie. The twist is, they used the female cover for it, of course. They can't have a man singing a song, except for all those other ones, but I think that they did that deliberately because they saw that Joker had that song, so they're like, oh, we gotta change that, we gotta make it the female version. If not, I don't know why the F they included that song. It did not fit the movie. It felt like, what are they doing here? And then, fuck it. If you guys don't want spoilers, leave. Because I gotta talk about this major plot point that's plagiarism. So Cruella thinks that her mom is this one woman, and she got killed by Dalmatians. Well, that's not the truth. She finds out in the third act of the movie that her real mom is the Baroness. And, yeah, not kidding. They straight up plagiarized oh yeah, and her mom worked for the Baroness too as a maid. I mean, they literally plagiarized that whole plot point from Joker. They literally did that. They literally plagiarized that whole plot point. Remember in Joker where Arthur's mom, Penny, worked for Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne? Sorry, I almost called him Bruce Wayne. She worked for Thomas Wayne as a maid, and then they had Joker together. Well, I guess it's a little different because the Baroness didn't fuck the woman who Cruella thought was her mom, and women can't make babies with each other, so I guess that's slightly different, but other than that, they plagiarized that whole story. And I just find, all the way down to the mom going to the Baroness to blackmail her for more money. So they plagiarized that. I can't believe in 2021 Hollywood that plagiarism is the new standard. Like, oh, if you plagiarize a movie, it's totally okay because, you're just taking inspiration from a movie, I mean, they literally plagiarized. I couldn't believe that they did that. I was flabbergasted because all these women, they're gonna say that this. I mean, we've already seen it, or I guess at least one. She said that this movie is the Joker movie that she deserved, or something like that, like some bullshit. And it's funny because they straight up rip off plot points from Joker. So it makes you wonder, why didn't they actually like Joker? Because they took that straight from Joker. And so, I mean, I could do a whole video on this movie versus Joker too, because wow. And then let's rate this movie in terms of food. Wow. I immediately knew what I was going to rate this movie when I saw this certain scene in the movie, and this is another spoiler, I guess. Well, Richard Jewell, he's sitting at a table eating Cocoa Krispies, and Cruella walks in, and she's mad, and she's in character now, and she goes up to Richard Jewell, and bam! She knocks that cereal bowl on the floor right when he's eating it, and he can't eat any more Cocoa Krispies. She knocks the whole table over. Arr! She's making them hear her roar because she's mad. And so this movie is that bowl of cereal. Just imagine that the Cruella de Vil and the 101 Dalmatians we all know and love is that bowl of cereal, that nice bowl of cereal, is familiar. Oh, I like Cocoa Krispies. Yum, 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 eating Cocoa Krispies. And then, boom, those feminazi Disney people come in, barge in on me eating, and they knock the cereal bowl off the floor, they knock the table over, and they go, roar! That's this movie. And then they're like, there, eat it on the floor. That's Cruella now. And it's like the cereal that's been spilled all over the floor is the thing that we're supposed to recognize as Cruella, when it's nothing like it at all. And that's what it's like, eating cereal off the floor. Now let's get to spoilers. There's so much bullshit from this movie. I was like, it was it was astounding, all the bullshit in this movie. There's just so many stupid things. Cruella de Vil doesn't hate animals now. She loves animals, and she she would never kill a dog. That's what this movie says. There's constantly opportunities for her to kill dogs. She never does it. And she has dog sidekicks now. And, and all the stupid shit like that. I mean, that's the type of shit that's in this movie. And I could go on and on. I mean, I'm already done talking about it because I made another video. But then they had the thing at the end. They had a post-credits scene where they teased like that there would be a sequel where they would do 101 Dalmatians. I guess they would do the feminazi version of that. Oh, nobody wants to see that. But I'll talk about that too, because they actually said that they could do a Godfather 2 type of movie where we would continuously see Emma Stone's Cruella having her origin, turning into the evil Cruella, and then we could see a remake of 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close as Cruella as she's older, I guess. Well, you see, that doesn't work because you'd have to that doesn't work because the Glenn Close version, that had a white man and a white woman as Roger and Anita. And so that can't work anymore because they tokenized Anita. And then they changed all the occupation stuff. You remember in the... Well, let's talk about... So that couldn't work, but let's talk about all the other past versions. Personally, I really liked the original 101 Dalmatians. I thought it was good. But my favorite version is the 90s version with Glenn Close as Cruella de Vil. That is my favorite version of this story. It's such a great movie. A lot of great things in it. Such a improvement on the original. And to be honest, there was really no need for a Cruella movie unless they did a really unique take on it, like making an R-rated origin where it's like Basic Instinct type of thing, where it's like really hardcore, dark, evil movie. And I don't think that they would do that nowadays because it wouldn't fit their agendas. Because they think that everything in movies has to be an agenda. They even took away Cruella's smoking cigarette holder thing that she holds all the time. They took that away because, oh, children can't see you smoking in movies because that's going to make children smoke. And so, but that logic then leads you down other paths of, oh, what do we want to show children, adults doing? What do we want to show adults doing? Because then they show the Baroness sicking dogs on a woman to kill her. We can't show that because kids will emulate that, right? Same type of logic, right? Fuck off with that bullshit, that emulating stuff, that bullshit like school shooter theory, where it's like, oh, kids can't watch that because they'll emulate that. I mean, this movie really wrecked me. It was fun, but it was fun in a bad way. It was fun where it was like I had to turn off all of my brain power as much as possible just to enjoy the decent movie that I was watching with Emma Stone giving a great performance. But everything else about it was just so bad. And I highly recommend staying away from this movie. It's just not worth it. That being said, it is one of the better movies of this year. I mean, that's what I say. This year is a shitty year for movies. There's been so many movies that are just train wrecks. And in a year full of train wrecks, this movie skated by because it was fun. And because it was enjoyable, even though it was trash, and it was a train wreck full of just terrible plot errors, there's plot holes, lots of plot holes, like I didn't even get into the Cruella, like, switching personalities, and, oh yeah, the one evil thing she does in the movie, she's mean to her henchmen. She's mean to them. And so, she apologizes. You guys like that? You guys like Cruella de Vil doing that? You like her apologizing to people, let alone her henchmen? Oh, that is not good, in my opinion. That's what happens in the movie. And other things, I don't think it's really worth to talk about anymore. But yeah, I would, again, stay away from this movie. It's sort of like Garbage Pail Kids, in a sense, in a way that you can watch it and it's fun, but it's just terrible, and you know it's terrible. And I don't want to see any more of this trash series, because they're just gonna keep on feminizing it and ruining it. And this movie didn't have too many agendas, but it had enough to where it's worth pointing them out, because again, they made it for kids for a reason. They didn't just make it for kids to make money, because they're not making very much money anymore, especially on this movie. They made it for kids for agendas, and because little girls have to see themselves in Cruella. And I think that that's another issue that we need to talk about, is the fact, my voice cracked. That sounded terrible. Oh God, it cracked again. Fuck. But that's another issue we should really discuss, is the fact that they don't want kids to emulate Cruella smoking, but they want little girls to go to the theater and see themselves in Cruella de Vil. I'd like you guys, I mean, could you imagine someone saying that back when the old version was made? Hey kids, you want to go see a movie about how Cruella de Vil was actually a really nice person and she just wanted to design clothes and stuff? Kids would be like, oh no, I don't want to see that. No, I don't want to see a movie about an evil bitch who murders animals and takes their fur to make coats. No thanks. And nowadays it's like, oh, of course we would want to see that, because we want to see, what happened to this poor woman? What happened to her? How did she turn out to be the bad person she was in 101 Dalmatians? That's an interesting story for little girls to know. That's the type of society we live in, unfortunately. So yeah, again, fuck this movie. It was enjoyable. Emma Stone was good. Nothing else. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, tell me what you thought of this movie. Again, I did not feed the mouse watching this movie, and so it really doesn't count as me supporting Disney. And then subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more movie reviews like this. Goodbye, everybody!